Hello everyone, hope all fine, enjoying a good time with your families. So today children, I have come with a poem from class 12th, Flamingo, Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, composed by Adrienne Rich. Adrienne Rich was an American poet, children, and she was considered to be one of the influential poets of her time's own 20th century. So, coming to the introduction about the theme of this poem, where the poet it illustrates about the feminist concern where in a male dominating world a woman is supposed to be a dutiful homemaker. Further, the poet tells about the desire of human where she wants to live free herself from the clutches of abusive marriages and patriarchal society. So here it's about the introduction. Coming to the stanza where I like to read before you listen carefully, then we will go for its explanation. Here we go. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across the stream, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the man beneath the tree. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Coming to lexicon index, the first is prance. Prance means children here leap, leaping. The second word, topaz, it means light brown color. Denizens, it means where animals, plants, lives, grow in a particular place, habitat. Next is pace. Pace means here children, step up. Slick means elegant, beautiful. Chivalric means here courage, domitable. So coming to its explanation, where in this poem the poet describes a lady whose name is Aunt Jennifer and where she is doing embroidery on a piece of cloth. Secondly, the poet has beautifully formed the Aunt Jennifer's that she has compared beautiful tigers running in green woods. She has compared her tigers with light brown stones where it is known as topaz. Secondly, the poet tells about that Aunt Jennifer tigers, they seems to be fearless. They do not fear to anybody. They do not fear to mankind. They seems indomitable. But the poet made a contrast between the tigers and Aunt Jennifer, where the tigers, they are fearless, but Aunt Jennifer, she is afraid of her husband. So this is about the first stanza. Coming to the second stanza, let's give carefully and then I'll help you to just give the explanation. Here we go. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of her uncle's wedding ring sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. So coming to lexicon, word index. The first is here. Fluttering means here children, quivering or shaking with fear. Next is ivory. You have seen tusk of an elephant, that is ivory. One more word, massive. Massive means huge, big, enormous. Coming to its explanation. In this poem, the poet marked out that Aunt Jennifer is doing embroidery, but her fingers are quivering, shaking with fear. It is due to because of her husband's disapproval against her hobby of embroidery. Now, it has become difficult for Aunt Jennifer to pull the needle up and down. Here, Aunt Jennifer further tells about a ring that was gifted by her husband, but now that ring seems to be burden on her. Maybe might she has had some tough time, difficult times, wearisome circumstances, situations where she finds herself in a very tragic phase. Now, in this stanza, this ring about some bad experiences that she had during her tenure of her marriage. So this is about the second stanza. Coming to the last and the concluding part of this section, and this is the third. Here we go. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will still ringed with audience. She was mastered by the tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Coming to lexicon word index. Audience means here, children, it is agony, pain, suffering. Prancing means here jumping, leaping. Coming to introduction, as well as the concluding part of the poetry section. Here, the Aunt Jennifer, she tells about that after her death, she will always live long for the desire of freedom, desire of fearlessness. She also have that innermost desire to be strong in her life. She also tells about that her ordeals, her trouble, her suffering will end upon her death. Her frightened finger will come to rest. But after her death, the tigers will remain alive. The tigers will always remain alive. The tigers, they will always indomitable. They will always fearless from everything. Here, this is the theme that the poet has tried to convey through the poem to the readers. So that's the end of the poem. Take good care of yourself, stay home, stay safe, and have a good time and blessed one. So thank you.